Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. And here we are on our farm in the beautiful province of North Brabant. As you can see, the windmills out there. And today, man, we have got so much stuff that needs done at the farm. It's noon. I still have fruit trees that need to be picked. We got some plowing work to be done. We've got to get the slurry tankers and get them over. All that good stuff going on today. So let me bring you up to date on where we're at. There's a few things that I had forgotten had taken place, and so I thought I would go ahead and point them out to you. I got ready to go plow some fields and realized that I had already plowed a bunch. 8, 3, 49, 48, 45, 5, and 7 all have been plowed. So we're going to start with 31 today and get that plow in while we do some slurry work. So that's what we're going to be doing. But all those are plowed for us. So we're good to go there. We're going to be doing some gang plowing, as I mentioned today, for you guys. We're going to do it in course play. I've tried it several different ways. Course play is the most efficient way I've seen to do it. I have, ever since I was doing My Big Country, I've been trying to do gang plowing. And the only way I have gotten it to work is using course play. Some folks suggested Follow Me, but I couldn't get it to function in Follow Me the way I wanted it to. Especially for the fact that in Follow Me, I got to drive the tractor the whole time, and then I got to turn. And I got to, at the field path, I got to stop and I got to tell the tractor behind me to change its offset. And even though it changes its offset, it won't rotate the implement. You know, when I'm using a rotating plow, I've got to have that plow rotate when it changes. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So, yeah, that's just not worked. So this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to do it in course play. And trust me when I say I've tried this a million different ways to Sunday, and I've never been able to get it to work right. So other than the way I'm going to do it today. And, well, you know, and I guess part of the thing is I'm trying to do what I view as a more proper plowing technique. When you gang plow, typically what you would do is the tractor I'm in here would be your lead plow. He would start on the field edge, and if you were cutting headlands in, he would be the lead. He would cut the lead edge, and then the inside plow would then use the edge that the lead plow just created to pick up and do the next plow, and he would be plowing with all of his dirt rolling into the lead plow's furrows. So that would be the way you would do it. And then when you do your north-south runs or your east-west runs, where you're going up and down the field, your lead plow would cut, and he would turn his spades would turn into the plowed field. And the edge that he created, the trailing plow would then roll that edge. And then if you were using a third tractor, he would come up and he would roll the edge that the trailing plow of the lead plow had created. So that's the way you would normally do it. Now, we're not going to be able to do that because what I have found happens is when I go to do my north-south leg, if I do it properly with the inside tractor, which is this one, being the lead plow, what ends up happening is when I do my down leg, everything's just fine. But when I turn to come up, the lead tractor clips the trailing tractor, no matter how you adjust it. I've adjusted it a million times with one tractor offset this much and the other one offset the other one, and if I do get it offset just enough to where they can pass each other without clipping each other, I end up leaving a strip of unplowed ground, and that's not what I want to do. So I want to get it plowed. So the way we're going to do it today is the only way I have found to do it. It's a little improper, but it works. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and create a course in course play. We are in field number 31. And our working width. Now we're going to use 2 tractors, 2 plows. So what we want to do is we want to combine the value of the width of the working width of the plows into one number for our working width, because we're going to share the same course between the two tractors. So my working width, each of these, now in the store it says they're 4.5 meters. After working with them long enough over the 3-4 months that I've been playing, I know that these are actually 4.8 meters of working width. So if I combine that together, I'd get a working width of 9.6 meters. I like to roll that back just a little bit so I give a little overlap, and when I make my turns I don't have near as much of a gutter. So I'm going to go with 9.4 meters. We're going to be starting here in the southwest corner, and we're going to be heading north-south, and we're going to put 2 headlands on the field just to give these guys some maneuverability up around the barn and around some of the trees. Now, offset is a very big factor. When I generate my course, it's going to give me that course. Now, the way this works, this tractor is going to be out here plowing on this edge here. This is where this tractor needs to be. So to get it out here, I'm going to have to set up an offset on it. So if I come into my little tractor icon, I get lane offset. And you can see I've done this before because I've done some other plowing. For this tractor to get off over here, it needs, again, the working width of this is 4.8 meters. So I need to slide the implement over at least 4.6. I'm going to go ahead and go 4.8. It does overhang a little bit in the beginning, but it all works out in the end. So I'm going to slide my tractor to the left of the line. So I got to dial this down because it was set for right. I want it to be left of this line, 4.8 meters. All right. And then I'm going to turn on symmetric lane change. Now, why do I need to do that? Well, if I'm on the left-hand side of the lane when I do my perimeter, when I change to my north-south run, here's my north-south leg right here. When I go up the field, I need to be on the left side of it. So I need to be over here, plowing out here in the distance. Then when I make my turn to come south, if I stay on the left-hand side of this, all that in the middle is going to get skipped. So I need to flip and be on the right-hand side of the downfield run. So I need to come over here and plow over here on my down leg run. So that's what symmetric lane change is. When I go upfield, it's going to be left side offset. When I come downfield, it's going to switch it and make it the right side offset. So I'm going to offset this tractor to keep it out here on the perimeter. I'm going to go 4.8 to the left. All right. So that one is set up and ready to go. So now we need to get the other one set up. Now this will be our lead tractor, and it will be our inside cut. And again, normally this would be my inside cut. It would be my trailing tractor. But for, as I said, to make this work so we don't have collisions, I'm going to have to lead with the inside tractor. So I'm going to go over here, same thing, field number 31, 9.4 meter working width. Starting corner is going to be southwest. We're going to be headed north, and I need 2 headlands. Generate course. Now, for the offset of this guy is pretty much going to run the center line, but I need it to be able to do the symmetric lane change as well, so that it flips the plow around when we're changing, so that we're plowing in the proper direction. So to do that, I'm going to offset this just 1 meter to the left, so it just kind of hangs. Woo, big storm outside. I don't know if y'all heard that thunder in the through the mic, but I'm going to offset it just 1 hair of a meter over, 1/10 of a meter off to the left. And so that will give me the ability to do the symmetric lane change as well, so that when I go north and south, when I go upfield, it'll be 1 meter left. When I come downfield, it'll be 1 meter right. And that will also, when I come down, it will flip my plow for me so that my plow is in the right direction. So with all that set up, we are ready to plow. It's that simple. So if I go ahead and sink the plow down, I want to make sure that four-wheel drive is activated. It is not, so make sure that's turned on because we are plowing, and you're going to need all four wheels to keep that tractor going. And we'll just kind of move up through here, get past the second dot, and I'll let Courseplay take over. Now this isn't as clean as I would like it to be, but it'll get the job done. And what's left over, the little bits and pieces that don't get plowed under, again, if it's nothing major, we can clean that up with our cultivating later down the line. If I were doing it myself, it would be nice and clean. I wouldn't leave any little pieces in the corners, or even at the end of the at the edge of the headlands. I would plow into the headland a little bit and then lift my plow and make my rotation. I wouldn't have the little issues that are left behind by Courseplay, but because we do have automation doing this, I do have to deal with the little bits and pieces that it's going to leave in the field. Again, if it's not a major piece of land that's left over, if it's just little pieces here and there, like at the edge of the headlands, I'll probably just clean that up with the cultivator. But we're going to go through the process of plowing every field from now on. And, and doing two tractors helps it go a little bit faster. So we'll come back and check on these guys when they start heading north-south. That way I can show you the rotation or the symmetric lane change. And that way you can see exactly how that functions. But for now, we're going to go ahead and head to the store because it is time to buy some goodies. All right, for Slurry, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need, of course, a Slurry field side tank to hold our Slurry. So we're going to buy that, and I'm going to color that black for Slurry. We're going to need a Slurry transport. Now, one thing I have found, I thought about using the universal coat trailers. If you watch my lettuce thing, I got these guys from Maru, and I like them a lot. They're universal. They'll hold everything: slurry, water, milk, fertilizer, fuel. But the one thing that is a kind of a thing you should know about: it won't pick up the trigger point on the Slurry, at least on this map. I've tried it and found out that if I buy this guy and use it, it will not. It looks, and I swear it's probably the exact same mod. They just tweaked it a little bit. But for some reason, if I take it over there and I record a route for it to automatically fill up, it will not pick up the trigger at the Slurry pit over there, and so this guy is out. We can't use it, so we're going to just use the stock transport for Slurry. So let's go ahead and purchase it. So we'll get the garnet, and we'll get that in black as well. We're going to need a tanker to transport, or a truck to transport. Now I could go with the Peterbilts, or I could go with a man. I've struggled with this for a while because I've been like, well, I'm tired of using the man trucks. I'd like to use something different. Then I think, well, it is a European map. We could do the man trucks, and I'm used to using the man trucks on all of it. But I think we're going to use this Peterbilt 387 that is from the it's from the officials website, from the Giants officials website. It's under the beta section. I have not tried it, not used it. I'm just going to tell you this will be our first time through. There's going to be a couple of things that we use for a first time. It is 95,000. It's on the officials beta website, so if you guys want to check it out, it's more of a modern Peterbilt versus the old school Peterbilts that we have. But it's one we haven't used, and I thought, well, we go ahead and get it and we try something new. So default color is orange on it, but I'm a burgundy guy, so we are going to grab burgundy. And that's going to be our truck that we use. And let's see, what else did we need? Oh, we need a spreader. So look, we're going to try out another mod that, again, I haven't used. I picked this guy up maybe a month or so ago when it came out on Mod Hosters. and I've not had a chance to use it. I've seen mixed reviews on it. I don't know how good it works. It is 21 meters, so it has a nice spread on it. Let's compare that to the in-game Slurry. Wow, I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's loud outside. The in-game spreader is got a 15 meter working width on it, so that guy's a little bit wider. So, yeah, I thought we'd get it. This one's 18.5 as far as the capacity. It does require a lighter tractor, so you don't have as much horsepower that you got to pull it with. But we've got the JCB, so we should be fine. So I'm thinking we'll get this guy and check it out, and that way you guys can see it, and we'll just take a look at it. It's 2,500 liters. Or 25,000 liters instead of the 15, so it gives us a little bit more capacity as well. It does require a heavier tractor, though. You've got to have 220 horsepower to run it. $95 a day, it's $120,000, but we got the cash, so let's go ahead and get that. And we'll try it out. If we don't like it, we'll sell it, and we'll get the stock in-game one and go from there. I do plan on just cultivating the field afterwards, so I'm not worried about putting the cultivator attachment on it. All right, so that's that. Everything is purchased, so let's get up here to the shop. And here is our Peterbilt, first and foremost, and I can already tell I don't like it. Man, that's disappointing. Oh, I like the sound on it, though. Alright, let's pull this guy out and take a look at it. It's, kind of cartoonish. The edges and everything, it almost looks like it's ported over from FS13. When I look at the textures on the rims, I mean, those just don't look anything like these. It just doesn't look the same. You know what I mean? I can't really gauge the depth in those, the way they're done. So the shadowing, the shading on the wheels, on the rims doesn't look that good. There's some stuff that looks good, but the chrome just, I don't know. I guess those are supposed to be chrome wheels. They look like white rims. They don't look chrome to me. They look... Sorry, I had to cough, so I muted my thing there if there was a little pop and I missed it. Yeah, the plastic fenders look kind of cruddy. Or are they supposed to be painted fenders? They look like plastic. I can't really bang on them. Ooh, I clip through and you can see a motor. Interesting. That must mean there's some AI or some IC on this. Let's check out the inside. Now the inside looks decent. The floor looks like crap. Oh, I mean crud. Sorry about that. Again, trying to be family friendly. Yeah, it's kind of hokey right there. How do you put that much detail into the dashboard, right? And then just put like a two-dimensional gray block down here for the floor pan. That didn't get me. You do a faux grain console with gauges and everything else, and then you just do gray two-dimensional junk for the seats and the floor. Yeah. Disappointing. I had high hopes for this mod. I was going to go, hey Recon, I found a Peterbilt that you don't have. And now if I say something to Recon will be like, yeah, I already looked at it. It's crud. Junk. It's all junk. Oh well, we got it. We'll mess with it today and probably get rid of it. Yeah. Okay, so look, here's the deal with new mods. I know we're trying to play this map realistic, but if we get a mod that's just junk, because we're trying out mods, and they're just junk, we'll sell it, and the difference in the sell price and what the paid price is, I'm going to refund back to myself. So anyway, so we got this guy. We'll take it, and let me get all that straightened out. and run it down to the... Oh, that's funny. So the engine noise on this has the constant idle sound of a diesel, and then when you're running with it, it has like an engine sound as well overriding. But if you hear that, the diesel motor at idle never revs up at all. It's always got that one consistent, like 1500 RPM, click, 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 click. What is that? I'm sorry. ADD just clicked in. It looks like there's something in the water right here. There is! Holy shnikes! How did that get over here? Dude, the Bermuda Triangle of silage has struck again. Wow. I'm not believing that. I know where that came from. I had moved a conveyor belt over to the side. And I guess it got ejected. Wow, it got thrown all the way over there. This thing is more mysterious every day. That's crazy. Alright, so let's pull in here. Let me show you guys where that was, so you know how crazy this is. And we'll grab the JCB at the same time. Let's kick a little bit of that out there and fire this up. Okay, so the conveyor, I had moved it. I had decided that, just kind of looking at what my options were for this, whether I was going to buy a front loader. I had moved this guy here so that we could do some work, and even it's shifted a little bit. I was going to clear up this edge so I could have the front loader come dump here and then still be able to dump trailers onto the conveyor belt there. And then I had taken the other conveyor belt, and so it wasn't, I had issues with it flipping the tractor the other day. So that it wasn't in this area over here, I brought it over here to the side and just had it sitting right here, not even pressed into the silage. If it was sitting like right where my tire tracks are right here, it was still picking up the silage, and I was able to get the silage out of it and get it into it. And somehow between the time when I shut the game off and restarted it today, the Bermuda Triangle has ejected it, and it's over in the water over there. So I guess I'll be fixing that later on. Sorry, I got a little tickle in my throat, so I keep having to turn the mic off to cough for just a second. Alright, we're going to head up to the garage, and close your eyes. We're going to do something that we shouldn't. We're not going to run 30 miles an hour across this field and, completely damage our kidneys and bounce everything out of the tractor, but we are going to take a shortcut because I can. Holy cow. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what that is. Something's caught my throat. Now I gotta remember to go back in post and take out those little pops of the headphones turning off. Hopefully they're not too annoying, because if I miss one, I don't want to blow your eardrums out. Oops. 36 miles an hour across a plowed field. Not real smart. The fillings have popped out of our teeth. Anything that we had on the dashboard or in the jumper seat next to us is gone. Our cell phone bounced off, hit the floor, and then bounced around in the floor the whole time. Thought I turned all that off on this sun cab. Alright, so we'll back up to our field side container here, and we're going to haul that over to field number 8. You know, I struggle with whether to buy things and then move them into place ahead of time, or whether to buy things on camera and then transport them over with you guys watching. And I always opt to try to buy as much equipment as possible on camera. That way you're, especially with this series, because this series we've always played it legit from the word go, and I want you guys to be able to see where the money's going and where the money's coming from. There's a lot of times I could go sell things off camera, like fruits and seed and things like that, or grain, and I just choose not to do a lot of that stuff because holy cow. I choose not to do that because I want you guys to be a part of this whole series and feel like you know what's going on. So that's the reason when I do things like this, I buy the stuff on camera and not off camera. So I hope you guys understand that. And it means that I have to transport things around quite a bit on camera. Which means it takes us a little bit longer to do things, but at the end, I think it's good. It keeps you a part of the whole storyline, and you understand where things are and how we got to where we're at. I mean, because if you don't pop in and you see, well, this guy's got $1 million, you don't know that for the first 20 episodes we struggled to make sure that we had cash, and it wasn't until we really upped the operation and got more and more going on that we've gotten through the lean times, where we had to sell tractors off to upgrade plows and things like that. So alright, so here is the sprayer that we're going to be using. It is the Samson PG25, I think is the name of it. I haven't really even messed with this thing, so we're going to be... Oh, how did I do that? I thought, man, that thing's really light. It made a little bump there, but... So apparently I laid my weight and didn't hook up to the tractor. Wow, it has just become a storm outside. Which is one of the reasons I'm at home and not at work. Just can't be out on the water with storms all over the place. But wow, this is just a massive storm. So if you hear wham bam ka-cham, it's a thunderstorm outside my window. Y'all like the adjectives I use to describe things? Wham bam ka-cham. I don't know, it just popped into my head. Anyways, it's probably an offshoot of wham bam thank you ma'am or something like that, Anyways, here we go across the field, headed on out. So yeah, so we'll pull this guy over here and then we will jump back over to the BGA. We'll record our manure transport mode and then we'll be ready to go. So let's pull this guy up here and just park it right there for now. And back to the BGA we go. So one of the things we're going to do here is we are going to record a course play for manure transport. This is one thing I've never done for you guys. So if you've never done it and you've wondered about it, today we are going to visit that. So the trick to manure transport is you're recording a course somewhat like grain transport. You want to go ahead and pull your truck up to your loading point and make sure you've hit the loading trigger. Now I know mine's right here, and so we'll test that just by tapping it and making sure it fills up, and we'll go ahead and get us a full load of for this initial starting, and that way we can get some up in the field side storage and it won't be just a wasted trip. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the I've made the decision to go ahead and just uninstall the what is it, better keyboard steering mod. I just don't use it, and I end up having to turn it off on every vehicle I use. So probably today I'll probably uninstall that or just remove it from the mods folder. It hasn't done what I thought it would do, and I keep saying, well, I'll look into it and see if I can make some adjustments. Hey, look at dude, man, he's like got his hands on the wheel doing the whole 10 and 2 thing. Of course you can pretzel him. That's funny. Alright, so this guy is loaded up. We are going to jump into course play. And again, we're going to be doing manure transport mode. But it starts out just like any other course that you record. The trick to it is like grain transport. You start your course where you load at. So we're going to start right here at the loading point. So we get our start point. And we're just going to go forward just a little bit here. And then once I get 2 dots, I'm going to roll around here. And we're going to head on out and make our way back up to the field. And when we get to the field, we'll pull up next to our field side tanker. And we will set a wait point, which is our unloading trigger. And the sound effects on this, other than the constant idle, you know, you actually can hear gears shifting. So that's kind of cool. I like the sound package on this thing, other than the fact that the diesel engine is constantly idling at 1500 RPMs. Or like 1000 RPMs or something like that. It's kind of funny. Note to self, when you like drive a diesel and you give it gas, the engine does idle up some. Whoa, Bessie's out here and crossing over. Oh, that's not Bessie, that's Beulah. Bessie's black and white. Or Daisy. Daisy's black and white, isn't she? I think she's a Holstein. Alright, so we're going to pull in here. We're going to pull up next to our full field side container. And we're going to get to the point where we can unload into it, which is right here. If we're not close enough, we are not. Okay, we're going to have to adjust and amend our route. So I didn't get close enough. So what I need to do is I need to take back about 3 or 4 waypoints, or waypoints. So I just use the trash can to delete back to there. We'll back up to the stop sign. Maybe I'm close enough. Maybe I used the wrong button. Bring up the help menu. Make sure I know what the overload mode is. Sorry I had to cough again. I hope I got that thing in the right position and I'm not just sitting here talking and it's not going through to the recorder. Alright, so now we'll pull forward and get a little bit closer to this guy. See, that's too close. So pause, trash. Back up again to the stop sign. I think I probably had it right. I just forgot that there is an overloader feature on this thing that you have to hit. So yeah, it's been a long time. So let's pull up and get in the right place here. Now I should be in the right spot. And if I hit the button, there it is, start overloader. So I am in the right spot. So this is the right spot for it to load out. I'm going to hit a wait point and put that little pause sign up there. And then we can go ahead and overload this out, which is my Y key on my gamepad. And that will fill up. And then once it does, we will continue to record this course. And I see my tractors are just about finished, and I didn't go back and show y'all the route. Oops, sorry, we got preoccupied here. Don't worry, there'll be more plowing in our next video. So I'll make sure that I show y'all exactly what I was talking about in the next video. I do apologize for not getting back over there. But just this part of it's going to be long enough without me going and setting up another field. So let's just take it for what it is. Alright, so this guy is unloaded. Now we can go ahead, roll on out. Dude, I think that's so funny. It doesn't even change. That's hilarious. You got all that engine sound and everything, but you still got that. They must have 2 sound files on this. No, Moose, that's the generator running. It's got an external generator on there for, you know, like when you're at a truck stop. We just forgot to turn it off. That kills me, that conveyor belt sitting there in the water like that. Yeah, we'll just have to reset that to the farm. I cannot believe the Bermuda silage pit is that vicious. Could you imagine if you were like out in the field and saw the conveyor belt fly through the air like that? You'd be on the Science Channel on that UFO encounters video. I was sitting there plowing with my JCB, and there it was in the sky. It had lights on it, and it just flew across the sky out of nowhere and landed over there in the pond. I swear it was aliens. Alright, so stop. And let's record this course. I do have one previously recorded from a mistake I made earlier. So okay, so let's get rid of that. And we will go ahead and record this as BGA to whoa, wrong button. There we go. Record this BGA to I guess we should say Slurry to field 08, and we'll save that. Alright, so with our course recorded, we just jump down here into manure transport mode. That's this one with the little A and the X, and when you mouse over it, it says type manure transport, and we'll hit that, enabling it. And then all I have to do is hit drive course. It will pull up to the beginning of the course, and when it does, it will hit the trigger and load up. Once it's loaded up, it will follow that course back to the field side container. So it's that simple. If you've never done that, now you know. Alright, so let's turn these guys off so they're not costing money. Stop the driver and jump into this one. Stop the driver, turn the gas off, and we'll just kind of take a look at how the field got plowed. Looks good to me. And like I said, there's little bits and pieces here that didn't get covered, like at the right here. But we'll just knock those out with the cultivator when we come through here and disc all of this and disc in our slurry, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to spray, and then we're going to come back. Now, some of these big places I might run the plow through and clean these up. I mean, honestly, that's being anal if I do that, but I mean, because it is a game, it's not real life. And again, in real life, we wouldn't have missed those spots, would we have? It would have been me and Sven running the tractors, and we would have gotten that done properly. So anywho, all right, so let's get to our JCB here. Let's get a little power going to it, and let's get this guy filled up. And while it's filling up, let's take a look at this thing. This is again the mod off of Mod Hosters, and it's also on every other website. The Samsung PG25, and just looking at it, it screams port over. The flat colors, the square tubes, the dull silver rims, sort of looks like a port over to me. So I'll expect a bunch of comments going, "Oh yeah, Moose, that was an FS13. It came out in March of 2012, 13, and it was used on this map and this map, and blah 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 blah. Don't you remember that?" And of course I don't, because I never played FS13. So, but thank you for the information. I appreciate it. But yeah. If I don't, if something was in FS13, don't belittle me and tell me that I'm stupid. That you should know that was in FS13. No, I didn't play FS13. So if I'm harsh on a mod because it looks like crap, oh man, that's the second time I've used that in here. If I'm harsh on a mod because it doesn't look good, or I don't like a map because a map doesn't look like somebody put any kind of time into it, it's because it doesn't live up to the expectations I have for FS15. The fact that it was part of FS13, I don't cut it any slack, because, well, that's just recycling, and come on, make it look better. So anyways, it looks like something from the old days, and antiques aren't great in this game, unless it's like a Farmall or an old International, or somebody's Massey Ferguson that's from their grandfather gave them to it, and then that I'll let that slide. Not really. It needs to be done properly so it functions right in the game. Alright, so the arms are going out. They're getting out. I'd like to use GPS with this, so let's turn GPS on. And let's get that to get the proper width. There shouldn't be an offset on this. What does it say? 25.3. I think that's supposed to be 20. What did I tell you guys it was? 25.1. Let's look in the store real quick. Mods, slurry sprayer. 21 meters is what it's supposed to be. So let's dial that down a little bit and make sure that we're not using too much stuff. That's not the right button. That's the right button. And so we want to take our working width down a little bit, and we'll dial that down to 21. 21. 21. 21, anyone? 21. 21. Boy, I'd fail at blackjack because I cannot hit 21. 20.9, close enough. We'll remove the offset because we don't need an offset, obviously. And then let's make sure that we're over towards the edge of the field. How are we looking over here? Looks pretty good to me. Alright, we are ready to go. So we'll back up here just a little bit so we get a running start at it. Lock in on our GPS line. Jumping cab, spin around, jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton, all that good stuff. And yeah, head on out and let's get that thing spraying. And so we're pooping the lawn. Need some music right about now, Switch on the old CD player, wherever it is in this thing. Where is the CD player? I don't even see the radio. Am I missing something? There's AC vents and speakers. I guess that's supposed to be it right there. Alright, so Oh, I went really wide on that, didn't I? You messed that up, Moose. Oh, but he corrects like a pro. Alright, so we'll do this field, and that should be enough excitement for the day. Tomorrow's video will be much of the same, probably. We'll spray a little more poop into someone's life. And, yeah. So we'll probably do that. And, then we'll get into the cultivating stage of this. So what we'll do is, see, there's so much we can do once we get this going. Oh, I've messed up here. Let me get this straightened out. Anyway, so once we get this started, we'll probably do a lot of automation tomorrow in that video, because we'll probably automate some of this poop spraying, which that'll give us another opportunity to play with course play. We'll get some more poop spreading done tomorrow. We'll fire up the BGA, which we're going to go ahead and get a front loader in the BGA. Considering the fact that the Bermuda silage pit has thrown everything out of it that I've put into it, I think we'll just go ahead and get ourselves a big front loader, and we'll just let it run. Again, my issue, and somebody commented on a video where I talked about it, the issue I have with running the BGA with both a trailer and the conveyor belts as well as the front loader is, in order to have the trailer empty out and be processed without just sitting there and locking up and having to wait 30 minutes for it to clear out, and you're dumping like 2 liters at a time. In order to do anything with that, I have to I basically have to fast track time. And if I have a hired worker in the front loader at the same time I'm fast tracking time, I'm just throwing money away. So that's not really an option. So it was a good idea that I had thought about, but when I started messing around and thinking about, really thinking about it, I realized that, well, this will cost me a lot of money. Because every time I fast track for 30 minutes, the front end loader's putting 1 load of silage in there, but 2 hours is going by and I'm paying him, I think it's like $2,000 an hour or something like that is what the going rate on course play is. So yeah, that doesn't calculate. So it will either be all done in course play with a front loader, or we'll do a lot of it with the front loader and some of it with some of it will get done with the trailer. So we might mix it up. We might do a little bit of conveyor trailer work, and then just put the front loader over there and let it go to town while we work on the fields and everything else like that. There's plenty of silage over there to do. We could probably come up with numerous ways to get it out of there. I mean, we could even, silliness, we could buy 5 conveyor belts and just conveyor it over, and just and we'd still come out ahead because we're going to have so much money coming out of that thing. So there's a lot of different ways we could do things, and I've probably thought about most of it. We really could just goof off and be silly with the amount of ways we could do stuff. you could have the skid steer fill up the front loader bucket, and then the front loader could dump it into a trailer, and then the trailer could take it over there and dump it. You could do... Yeah, you get my point. I'm being silly at this. Alright, well, had a little issue there. And I don't normally tell you guys about mistakes that I make when I do videos. A lot of times, I might have an issue with a video and I might have to record it a second time. I've had a problem now 3 times in a row with my recording device just crashing, and it's always happened at the exact same point. It's happened every time I have brought this spreader back to the field side container to refill. When I pulled up, just fraps crashed. It's not a time issue. It's not a hard drive space issue. It only happens when I approach the field side container to refill with this guy. And I don't know if that's a mod issue or what, and I don't know why it's happened, but it's now happened 3 times in a row to me. It happened when I was doing a demo thing, when I was just like messing around, when I was trying to record the other video, and now. So might be selling this guy and just getting the stock in-game sprayer, which brings me to my next point. If you guys have any suggestions for me for sprayers to use for Slurry, I would greatly appreciate it, because this is a realm of the game that I haven't done much exploration into it, because Slurry is such a pain to try to get enough of it to use, you know. But I will go ahead and show you one more little feature about this truck. It does have this boom. I don't know why this was added in, but it does have this boom, and it looks like what it is like if you were going to a container, you could use this to sump out the slurry to load it into the thing. I thought maybe it would have like a hose or something that would fly out of it and go in. I was going to talk to y'all about that a minute ago when I was loading the trailer, but since the game just crashed, so see that spray that goes way out like so. It would be cool if there was like a hose or something that went onto it, but there's not. Because then like you could put it way out to the container. You could leave your arms out. You could put it all the way out there and then have the hose be connected to it. I don't know if that actually is wider than the sprayer itself. It doesn't look it. Yeah, it looks shorter. So if you were using it, really you'd want it to be the width of the whole thing. And yeah, if it went out further, that would be cool, because you'd never have to you would never have to actually pulling your arms. Alright, so let's get this field finished spraying up, and then we'll all say fond farewell to the Samson PG25, because coincidence or casualty, I'm not quite sure, but I'm not going to play that game anymore. One time it's something that happens. 2 times it's more than a coincidence, and when it happens 3 times in a row, it's time for me to look at the mod and say, maybe you got an issue, because my hard drive's defragged. It's happened at various times, like this time was around 50 minutes, the last time was around 60 something minutes. Yeah, so it varies in time, and like the last time it happened around 60 minutes, so I went in and cleared out a bunch of stuff. I cleared like I cleared like 200 gig of information off of the hard drive and then defragged it real quick. And that wasn't it. So it's because the hard drive is basically brand new. So that wasn't it either. It's just I'm thinking it's something to do with this thing. One thing I've noticed with this mod, and I notice it with a lot of things that come ported out of FS13, you have frame rate issues. And even somebody brought that up to me the other day when we were talking about the John Deere 4730 sprayer. It was brought up to me by, I think it was Captain D, who originally turned me on to the sprayer itself. He did tell me, or sort of apologize to me, that it is in fact a port over from FS13, and that's the reason I have some frame rate issues when I'm using it. I'm noticing that I have frame rate issues with this thing, which is another reason why I do believe it is a port over. And again, let the comments roll in. Oh yeah, that's a port over. Here's that a million times. It was a piece of junk back then too. So anyways, yeah. So, what do I tell you? It was nice knowing you. You had so much potential, and yet you let so many people down. I'm not in love with the graphics on it or anything else like that. So, comments for this video, if you're still watching. What kind of equipment do you guys use for doing slurry in the fields? Do you use the stock sprayer, or is there a mod out there that you really like to use that's really good? Because I'd like to know, because I'm going to be doing a lot more slurry on hosen. So I'm going to need something reliable that is going to work and not cause issues. So go ahead, hit me up, let me know, because you guys know just about as much about this game as I do, maybe even more. Many of you are a wealth of knowledge, and I always appreciate the input that you can give me. So yeah, if you guys know of a really good sprayer that you like, let me know, because this one's on the chopping block. Could be wrong. I'll find out tomorrow that it was some stupid thing like antivirus or something else that's popped up 3 times in a row. I don't think so. I think it's the mod. All right. And of course, let me know what y'all think about that Peterbilt and its silly sound effects. Do we keep it, or do we replace it with something else? You know, there I go, trying to do something cool and put a couple of mods in that I haven't tested, just taking them on blind faith, thinking that they're gonna be great, and don't worry about it, Moose. You know, you no need to do a mod showcase on them or anything else like that unless they're fabulous. And they turn out to be duds. The Peterbilt, I could almost live with some of the stuff on it. Them ugly wheels, they just, they sit wrong with me. But that sound effect, that's just horrible. And the floor pan and everything else like that. Okay, so with all that negative about that, let's just go ahead and agree that the Peterbilt is probably going to get sold off. So again, the rule on mods that are untested that I do bring into the game and I buy on this map, I will sell them off for the value of the mod. Can you believe we got that far with that? That was the little bit that was left over. Oh, that's just junk. That's so frustrating. Now I gotta go get just a little bit more and then come back and fill that little hole. So anyways, the process, I'll sell off the mods that are junk and take the money that we get back, apply that towards the difference, or put that in whatever the difference between the two mods is, then we'll just go ahead and say that needs to be added back into the game. If it's a ridiculous amount of money, I'll add it in. But if it's like a couple of $1,000s, I might not even sweat it, because we're not hurting for cash right now. We'll just chalk it up to experience. But if it's like several $1,000s in difference, I will go in through the console and I'll give it back to myself. But I won't give myself any extra money. It'll just be the value of what we have. So, yeah, with that said. Alright, so this field has been manured. Or slurried. I know, they're the same thing. One's liquid, one's chunky. And we'll go ahead and wrap up this extra long edition of Farm Sim. Tomorrow we'll plow another field, we'll do some more slurry work, and we'll continue on with the fun. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope some of it was informative and entertaining. And we'll do it again tomorrow. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. It does help me as I try to build this channel. And of course, comment below. Let me know what you thought about the video, what you like, what you dislike, what mods you use, what things you want to see in the video, all that good stuff. As well as make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I do a new video each and every day, and you'll want to come back for tomorrow's edition as well. I hope you will come back tomorrow. I will see you then. Stay safe. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.